Welcome to Operations Rescue, the podcast where we help real estate investors and operations managers tackle the toughest obstacles in their business. We dive deep into strategies, solutions, and stories from the trenches of real estate. Whether you're struggling with systems, bottlenecks, or just need fresh ideas to keep your business running smoothly, we got you covered. We help you untangle your systems, streamline your workflow, and avoid turning your business into, well, a rescue mission. So gear up for real, actionable insights and let's rescue your operations. Oh, and don't forget to check out our phenomenal Facebook community where we share the good, the bad, and the what the hell just happened moments to help each other out. So let's jump in, have some fun, and rescue our operations one episode at a time. Now, here are your hosts, Chris James and Angel Miller.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to our first episode, the launch of the Operations Rescue podcast. As you see, I'm here with my co-host, lovely Angel Miller.
So glad to be here with you guys tonight. I'm super excited.
So this is going to be an amazing one. We're going to keep it short and sweet today. We really want to just let you guys know exactly why we created the podcast, what it looks like on a scale, and also specifically why are we even doing this, right? I think that's the biggest thing. Why would Chris and Angel just create a podcast out the blue? Operations Rescue. It can mean so many things. But one thing before we start, now we're in real estate. A lot of people know we're in real estate, right? And when people talk about real estate, they think that you can't really do real estate with your family. Mm-hmm. And who we have in the studio today, which is pretty interesting, is my little one, my son Romeo. So he's actually he's right over here. And actually, I literally quote unquote asked him, guys, I kid you not, asked him, I said, hey Romeo, would you like to, stay home while Angel and I go to the studio and do the podcast, or would you like to go? He stated he wanted to go. So I thought that was amazing. And that tells you just never know who's watching you. You literally never know. And it's crazy because it's a different millennium now. Let's be honest. I grew up a little bit different versus now. It's 2024 going on 2025. And I graduated in 2009, and times have definitely changed from technology. Now there's AI doing everything now. But it's pretty interesting is, just have my son right here with me. One of these days, Romeo, you're going to be on here speaking with us. So just throwing that out there.
Be ready. Be ready. Put you to work.
So, guys, as you are coming in, again, if you have not yet subscribed to the podcast, please do. All of our social medias is Operations Rescue. Operations with an S. Rescue. And if you're not on YouTube, go over to YouTube. That's where we're having a grand old time. Everyone's enjoying themselves in the comments. And guys, please make sure you, if you do have a question, throw it in the comments. We love to answer your questions live. And you never know, you may be helping somebody else out as well. Yeah. Devin, what's going on, my guy? Good to see you. Good to see you.
Yeah, drop anything in the comments. I'd just like to see who's here with us tonight.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And guys, what do you think about our new setup? This is amazing. The studio's, look at this.
Absolutely
look at this.
Amazing.
Look at this. So, guys, thank you for being here. We're going to keep it very short and sweet. At the same time, guys, Operations Rescue is for you. It's literally for you. Everything we're doing is literally for you, and I kid you not. Angel and I started this just based on the aspect of, look, guys, let's be honest. Every successful business in the world, whether you're in real estate or not, need a great operator. They need a great operations system. So it's pretty neat. But we'll get into that a little bit later. But Angel, did you want to tell the audience all about Miss Miller?
Oh, goodness. Wow. How far are we going back? My famous question. How far are we going back?
1862.
Yeah. So, no, guys, I've been in operations for a long time. We'll say that. I've been in operations for different types of businesses. It's not always been real estate. I actually started out in real estate, had to stop that, pivot, went into higher education, did that for, 10, 12, 15 years. I don't know. It's a long time. And then got back into real estate about 4 years ago. So since then, it's been a little bit of a whirlwind. Got actually kind of managing about 3 or 4 businesses now. So I've built a lot of systems, a lot of automations. Yeah, I mean, I kind of do it all. I think I'm an operations ninja. We're going to go with that. We're going to go with that.
Operations ninja.
Yeah. So that's kind of what I do.
I love that.
It's my passion, and I love it. Yeah.
And Angel and I got similar backgrounds, guys, because, well, when it comes to operations, hospitality restaurant, that's where I came from, right? Hospitality restaurant, a lot of people know that. Guys, if you don't know, that I actually came from a hospitality restaurant industry, and I think it was 7 years as a general manager in the corporate field in the restaurant industry. And then I transitioned over to 3 years as a director of operations, running several locations at the same time. And then, pre-COVID, that's when it kind of forced me into, real estate. And a good buddy of mine, Max Merritt, shout out to you, man. Every single day, at the time, I do got to admit, I was not listening to you. I was not listening to you. But now, I do truly think everything happens for a reason. And guys, Max Merritt, he's a phenomenal individual. He's in the real estate space. He owns thousands of doors in a large commercial space. And he used to come in the restaurant and tell me all the time, Chris, get into real estate. Get into real estate. And at that time, I kid you not, I really thought I was living the dream. I was literally making $60,000 to $65,000 a year. I thought that was it. I thought I made it.
Most people do.
And I'm like, Jesus. And then when COVID hit, it literally pushed me into that direction. Like, okay, Chris, what are you really going to do? Like, there's stimulus money coming, every week or whatever that looks like. And I kid you not, a lot of people were blowing the money. Yeah. A lot of people were blowing the money. And at that time, I was actually going to get my real estate license. I was going to literally go get my real estate license. And guys, I got 90% there and did not proceed.
I got about 97.
97.
Did the FBI check and everything.
And it's not because I gave up. Some people may say I gave up. I was just there. But at the same time, I just didn't feel that was my role or passion at that specific time. Yeah. When I was first introduced to Cody Sperber, one of our mentors, that was my first mentorship. When I saw an ad on YouTube and all these different social medias, I really thought it was a scam. And I'm like, damn, I can utilize this stimulus check that I was receiving and unemployment because everyone was laid off, especially in the restaurant industry. Do I, waste it? Do I buy a new pair of sneakers? Do I, buy some new clothes? Or what do I do? No, I actually utilize that money to actually invest it. And when it comes to investing, guys, I was nervous because I'm like, how do people get $10,000 wholesale checks? Is that even possible?
Sounded really good.
Sounded freaking amazing. Amazing. And I kid you not. And I took a gamble. And I do got to thank my sister. I don't think I publicly said this, but my sister is actually the first person ever. Monique Peterson, if you're watching this, you're probably not. You're probably out doing what you do best. But if you're watching this, thank you, because you actually the first one that took a chance on me and gave me the opportunity to even try to sell or wholesale her home. Now, at the time specifically, I don't think my sister knew I was wholesaling, but she knew I was going to make some money on that. All I knew was wholesale. I didn't know anything about creative finance. I didn't know anything about, novations and title companies and anything like that. I was extremely green. And off my sister's house, my sister sold her house, and on that specific one, my first paycheck was $5,400. $5,400, and
5 times my first one.
Really?
$1,000 is my first one, and I scrapped for that. Scrapped for it, okay? I wasn't going to let that deal go.
Oh, that is hilarious. That is hilarious. And when you think about that, just real estate in general, $5,400 on your first check, it's almost like a proof of concept. I'm like, okay, that's great. Yeah. That is phenomenal. but $5,400, and then I'm like, okay, let's rinse and repeat. And then that, looking back on it now, guys, really looking at it, and then my biggest wholesale check I ever received, that I actually personally received, was $34,000. I received a wire it was in Stockton, California, where the seller specifically, unfortunately, just lost her husband 2 months after the doctor said he had 2 years to live.
Oh, no.
2 years to live. And thinking about it, like, she knew he was going to pass, but after leaving the doctors, that's sad to think about. You thought you had a little bit more time, but you didn't. So when she reached out, I knew this was going to be a slow process. I wasn't rushing it. Her biggest thing, it was a gorgeous house. However, she had things in there for almost 25 years, and she was a hoarder. And she even said, Chris, I need to take my time to actually get this stuff out. We went under contract, and we didn't close in 30 days, a traditional 30 to 45 days in some states 2 weeks. It took us literally almost a year to close, and it was worth it.
Can you explain to the people like me who are dumb, what exactly is this whole wholesale? What is that? What are you doing?
You want to take that?
Please, somebody take it.
Sure. So whenever you're wholesaling a property, Phil, you're basically getting it under contract with the seller. You and the seller agree on a purchase price, and then you are taking it and then assigning it to an end buyer.
But
Okay?
are you holding the title?
No, a wholesaler does not. You are assigning your interest in the property to an actual buyer who's going to take title to the property.
Cool.
Yeah, and then you get your cut. So say you get it under contract with the seller for $100,000, you assign it to the end buyer for $110,000, and you earn $10,000.
But you don't have to do any work to the house or anything? You just literally just
No, you're just assigning your
Nope.
interest.
That is it.
say
Yeah.
what?
Yep,
That's
that's
it.
exactly what happened. Even with my sisters, I literally just signed it. I didn't put really any work into the property. I did oversee the property. I kid you not, didn't spend any of my own money. I didn't spend a penny, not a single penny. I found the property. Well, my sister was selling, so that's how I found the property. It just came up in conversation, and then I knew how much she wanted for it. I knew what she was looking to pocket, and I reached out to a couple buyers who actually had the capital to bring to the table. So on a hypothetical, just say my sister purchased her house for $200,000. She wanted to sell her house for $200,000. And then I found an end buyer who actually has a capital for $250,000. My profit is $50,000. And
But why would they buy it for $250 when they could have bought it for $200? They know about it.
that is correct.
Yes.
That's a phenomenal question. So a lot of people ask that because in reality, you're right. They could have went around me and said, hey, I'm actually going to go around me and talk to my sister, and I'm going to get it for $200,000. There are buyers out there that works unethically. And I kid you not, a lot of buyers out there who's truly in business, they don't have time for that. They don't have time for that. And they look for wholesalers just to continue to bring us deals. And that's how you make your profit. Now, is it rare to get $50,000, $100,000? I do got to say no. There's people out there that's making six-figure months faithfully.
Months.
Faithfully.
Months.
John Galan, if you're
Yeah.
watching, he's one of them. He's one of them. John Galan, faithfully, six-figure months all throughout Florida, just wholesaling. And it's very simple. It's a very simple process when you have the right people around you. Could you do it by yourself and do it alone? Yes, you get the job done, but at the same time, it may take a little bit longer. But imagine doing 5 to 6 deals at the same time with somebody versus doing one deal. You're going to make so much money, more money in the long run. And one thing, I love wholesaling. I truly do. Wholesale has always been something that's been a passion of mine. Over the last, 12, maybe 18 months, we've been just strictly buying. And actually, the wholesalers are now bringing us deals. So, it kind of, the roles have changed a little bit. Is that something that, may start up in the future? Possibility. But that's a phenomenal question. Phenomenal question. Now, guys, remember, if you have any questions, please throw it in the chat. Whether you watch it from Facebook or YouTube, throw it in the chat. We'd love to. I would love to see.
Here's some comments there while you guys were. Here you go.
Oh,
So.
Pam White.
Oh, yes, I have.
Pam White.
It is, just totally automated now. There's not much other than making a phone call or sending an email. So
Aaron.
that's what you do when you
Love
have big
Aaron.
systems.
Pam and Aaron are amazing. We are phenomenal people. Thanks for being here, guys. Stephanie says hello. Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show, guys. If you just know Michelle Cindy, good to see you. Michelle is one individual where I won't ever forget. Her soul is just so unique.
Yes.
So unique. I don't, when I first met Michelle, I'm like, Michelle, what the hell are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And she was so honed in on just trying to niche down on rural areas. I'm like, come on, like, Michelle, come on, let's go make some bigger money. Like, these small 5,000 to 10,000 checks is nothing. Let's go make so much money. And she said, I'm going to find that niche. And now she knows it's not working.
So where do you even look?
So that's actually a phenomenal question. You can actually look almost anywhere, but if I was just starting out, I will always check, you can either go to YouTube or Google, just type, the top 10 cities that great for wholesaling or something like that. But they got great databases out there, and such as like PropStream is a good one, Batch Leads. You can pull lists, and or specifically another one, Phil, is you can actually get free leads from the county. You can literally go down to the county and ask them for specific leads, whether it's delinquents, tax delinquents. You could be a water shut-off list. Foreclosures is a huge one. People are making a shit ton of money off of foreclosures.
Really?
And most of them, to be honest with you, you don't even have to go down there. They actually have it online.
Absolutely.
All the pre-foreclosure lists, they'll tell you who the sellers are and when it's going to auction.
So
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I've hijacked this, but
You're fine.
I legitimately have a question because this is very interesting. So you have a list of homes that are going to be foreclosed or tax liens, and you have the person's information. You just call them and be like, "Hey, what do you?
You could.
I'm going to sell your house for you. What do you do?"
Yeah. When you're wholesaling, I wish it was that easy, Phil. I really do. But you spend a lot of time calling and calling and calling. I mean, these people are already not paying their bills. Mm-hmm. They think you're a bill collector calling, generally. And a lot of times you have to deviate. If you're local, go knock the door, or you continue to make calls. You do text, emails, all those things. It's not a one and done. You're not going to pick up the phone and call somebody and usually get them on the phone and be like, "Hey, see, you're in pre-foreclosure. Let me help you out."
Yeah, you definitely got to be strategic.
It's a process.
100%. 100%. You got to know the process. Process is a huge word for that one, dealing with foreclosures. Understanding exactly what stage of the process the foreclosure in. There's about 8 to 10 different steps. You got to really thoroughly understand. It comes with also phases. Phases with the seller. Are they still in a denial phase? That's a huge one. Let's be honest, they know they're behind on bills, but they don't want to tell a stranger that.
So what stage can you guys actually operate in?
All of them.
All of them.
And we have operated in all of them. Mm-hmm. Now, tonality may have to change depending on who you're speaking to. You may get aggressive seller telling you to F off. And sometimes you got to take it in and just understand like he's in that stage of anger. Mm. And that's understandable. So what you have to do is, I don't want to say reverse psychology, but match the tone a little bit. Relate to them. Understand you're trying to help the situation out and really help them get to the next steps.
So how are you helping them get to the next step?
Depending on the situation, there's a couple of variations. If this is one that's extremely angry, then they realize, okay, they come to a conclusion of they really have to sell. Then one option is you could potentially put a little bit of money in their pocket. You can catch up their arrears. Let's say they're behind $30,000. Catch up their arrears. I bring $30,000 to the table. I may put $5,000 or $10,000 in his pocket and possibly put him in the next place, meaning like a complex or something.
Oh.
And then now he's not underwater anymore. I'm taking over his mortgage, whatever that looks like, depending on the specific deal. And then now he can move on from this headache, and he's no longer upset, angry, now that we have provided a solution. And that was the actually biggest reason why I didn't move forward with the real estate license part of it, due to the fact of, as an investor, I have a lot of different ways to provide solutions. I have at least 10 to 12 different solutions that a real estate agent can provide. Not saying they're not real estate agents out there specifically that could do that. However, let's be honest, there's only one thing that agent can do. They can list your house. That is it. They can't do subject tos. They can't do novations. They can't do wraps. They can't do inclusive wraps, mirror wraps, exact wraps. There's so many different things out there specifically that a lot of agents can't do, that investors have the free will to do. Now, there's investors out there they're real estate agents and investors, and they're killing it. Yeah. They're killing it.
They're few and far between.
1,000%. 1,000%. Yeah. So those who just are joining now, this is Operations Rescue Podcast with Chris James and Angel Miller. Our goal is to always, ensure that we're being a resource, and we always want to ensure that we're here. We're here, whatever that looks like. If you're dealing with something specifically in your business that you're just facing that bottleneck and you just don't know how to overcome that next step, reach out. Angel and I are always here to ensure that, you're guided in the right direction. Now, not saying Angel and I know everything. However, we do have the connection to ensure that we can get you to the right steps. Do you have anything to add on to that?
I do. I also want to bring up those of you who have went through some troubled times, you've overcome some obstacles. We'd love to hear those success stories too. So it's not always about the failures, right? We want to hear the successes too. So reach out, and we'd love to have you on the show. Absolutely.
Absolutely. And guys, Operations Rescue. What is Operations Rescue? Why did we create that, Angel?
Well, it kind of goes back to our mastermind that we had in June. We had one of the things that we did after the mastermind was personally follow up with each one of the participants.
Which mastermind was this?
It was Unleash and Invest. We did it in Vegas back in June, and it was small and intimate. Yep. It was about 50 people, and it was phenomenal. I mean, I know a lot of the people watching were a part of that, and I could go on for a long time. I mean, it was really life-changing for a lot of people. It was life-changing for me. It was proof of concept on that side of the stage for me. Mm-hmm. So anyway, it was a phenomenal thing, but we wanted to take the time to follow up with each one of them afterward personally and just say, hey, how you doing? Since the mastermind, have you put into action all the things that we taught you? Are you experiencing any obstacles, any bottlenecks? And what we found was I would say about 90% of them, it was all operational.
Absolutely.
They were taking massive action. They were doing all the things that we taught them to do, but they were running into those small operational issues. And those issues become big issues when you don't hit them head on, right? Absolutely. Because you have to operate in excellence. You have to. It's the backbone of your business, 100%. So in all the time that we did this, all the conversations that we had, Chris and I were like, hey, we got to do something about this. Absolutely. 95% of these people are failing operationally. It isn't their lack of taking action, none of those things. They just need help with their operations. So Operations Rescue was born.
There you go. From chaos to control,
That's
guys.
Right. That's right.
That is our goal, take it from chaos to control. And we created this based on not just the event. Event was definitely eye-opener, but at the same time, these are things we faced in our businesses, things that coming from experience. A great mentor of mine has told me, if you're not in chaos, you're not in business.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not in business. Yeah.
You're going to break your systems.
100%.
If you're growing, anyway. So one of the things that you do learn over time is whenever you are building those systems and those processes, build them for growth in the beginning. And that's where a lot of people fail. they let things kind of catch up and just move it along, and we're just going to inch along. And now, oh my God, we've got so much going on, and all these other things, all these tentacles are coming out. Like, oh, what do we do? You know. So you have to learn to build it for growth right from the beginning, and that seems to be one of the biggest obstacles I think people end up facing.
Absolutely, guys. Chaos to control, guys. Truly, again, if you guys have any questions, throw it in the comments on YouTube or Facebook, depending on what platform you're watching from. Don't forget to like, subscribe on to any of our platforms. Guys, we want to make sure you don't miss anything at all. We are going to go live weekly and actually every other week. And we also will go on live to also give you like weekly updates specifically, whether that's on Facebook, whatever that's at our studio or whatever that looks like. But I just want to let you guys know we appreciate every last one of you guys. No ifs ands or buts about that. Angel and I seriously, just can't thank you guys enough. You guys mean the world. Michelle, she said, I love you guys. Let me see.
Thanks, Michelle.
I appreciate it. Michelle, listen, don't get me started.
She's so phenomenal.
Don't get me started.
She is so phenomenal.
But I do want to say, guys, a couple announcements I want to touch on that's coming up. Yes, today is the launch of our new Operation Rescue podcast. At the same time, we just launched. We have an event coming up. We have an event coming up in November. We just told our members that's in our private mentorship. And guys, if you're not part of the Revolt mentorship, please join Revolt, and that's spelled REIVOLT. So we started that mentorship at the beginning of the year, and it's been phenomenal. It's been phenomenal, and we love the intimacy as far as the small collective. Everyone knows everyone.
Yeah.
You know, everyone knows everyone. So it's phenomenal what's actually happening in there. And, you know, people are doing deals. People are doing a lot of great things. And I just love seeing them post about, you know, just close on this. It's great. It's a great feeling. It's definitely a great feeling seeing a lot of people just take action. Mm-hmm. You know, it hurts the way people, they've been in the mentorship for a year, 2 years, or 3 years, and they're still in the same spot. Yeah. And transparently, guys, those are the people Angel and I cannot be around. We need you to take action right away. The reason people are always wondering why they're in the same space or why they're going through what they're going through is because they haven't stayed consistent. Yeah. They haven't took action, and or there's probably something going on mentally in regards, and not in a bad way, just more so mindset. Yeah. And everything's fixable. And I was talking to a young lady yesterday. I'm not going to mention her name. I was on the phone for about a half an hour, and we were talking about fear. And it was a great conversation. Sweet lady. She's over in California, and she said, "Chris, I want to do a deal with you, but I'm just so scared. I'm so scared." I said, "What are you scared of?" She said, I don't know. You know, I just don't want to F up anything. I just don't want to do this." And I said, "Well, it sounds like fear. It's not fear. It's a hesitation." Mm-hmm. And I kid you not, when talking to her, she was so adamant. Like she said, "Chris, you're a lot younger than me." I'm like, I said, "I don't care if you're 16 or going on 69. You can change your family's tree right now. Absolutely. It doesn't matter how old you are." And I kid you, when I was having this conversation with her, you know, just talking about fear, some of the objections that she was trying to overcome, I should say. You know, she did have some financial things she was going through, I should say. She did have other things that was going on with family that, you know, was a little bit touching to her. And I literally, I'm not going to say her name. I'm just going to use Jane. I'm going to use Jane. I almost said her name. I said, "Jane," I said, "everything you just told me is an excuse." And that hurt her a little bit.
It does hurt. It does hurt.
100%.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And sometimes you need those conversations because you have to break the wall. Yes. You have to knock it down just a little bit to let them know, like, okay, you're going to be having the same conversation, talking to yourself 3 months from now, 6 months from now, a year from now, and then wondering why everyone's progressing and you're still in the same spot.
Absolutely.
And Angel and I always want to ensure that everyone around us are
Successful.
100%. 100%. Just successful. And that's all we want. That's really all we want. Whether you do deals with us, someone else, we don't care. As long as you're in business doing deals. That's what matters.
Just stay consistent. And if you're not sure what to do exactly, find somebody who's already doing what you want to do successfully and follow that person. Success leaves clues, right?
Yes, 100%.
So-
100%.
All right, we got some more comments here. I was waiting till you guys had a little minute, but all right. So hold on, let me scroll all the way back up. This is regarding, you were talking about people saying no to you. So
Oh, Rocky, how you doing?
it's like asking Lady out and she says no. Are you going to be drunk and angry at the bar, or ask her again at a later time?
Oh, Rocky.
And then this is regarding you guys,
Always a pleasure.
operations managers, lifesavers.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, thanks, Allie.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You better get in. There's nothing like it. Absolutely. Our mentorship is amazing. You know, we do a lot of different variations. Like Patrick, what's going on, man?
Hey.
Patrick.
Yeah.
Hold on, some more's coming here.
Stop.
You know, and I just want to say, it's not just us. I mean, these people, this is the community.
Absolutely.
And they are what makes it fantastic. Everybody is there to support each other and help each other. It's
It's
just,
great.
there's nothing like it. There's nothing like it.
No, that's what I can't think of it enough. And, you know, being in real estate in general just is one thing to actually be in it. But actually be in business, it's a totally different ball game.
It's true.
I'm trying to think, how many businesses do I own and operate? Five now. Yeah, five. I think it's about five now that I own and operated. Guys, it wasn't easy. It was not easy. It was not easy. It's great to always talk about the wins, but one thing, Angel and I talk about this all the time. We talk about the obstacles. We talk about the truth of what's really going on. We talk about exactly how you can be your authentic self. And a lot of gurus out there don't do that. They only show the wins. They only show exactly what that looks like. They're not in the trenches.
God, but the experience and the story of a failure, nothing beats that.
Oh, it's great. It's great.
Well, people resonate with that. Everybody's failed.
Oh, 100%.
We're going to keep on failing.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's part of doing business.
Yep.
And you should be sharing those things with other people so they don't make the same mistakes you make.
Absolutely.
But people are so scared to say, I don't know what the heck I'm doing. I effed up. Whatever the case, people are so afraid to admit failure. It stops learning.
Yeah.
And that's what, that's why I like OR.
OR. Welcome to the OR. From chaos to control, guys. This is our first. Again, this is the launch. Those who just joined, don't forget to like, subscribe to our YouTube channel and any other platforms. And again, they're all the same. Operations Rescue, operations with an S on the end. Do you have any final thoughts, questions, or anything we should touch on before we part? No,
I do want to encourage those who are watching, though. Again, if you have failures, you have successes, we want to hear it all.
Yes.
It's not about us again. It's about the whole community. And that was the whole purpose of creating Operations Rescue, so we could come together collectively, share those wins and losses so that we learn from one another.
Absolutely.
We help lift each other up. We help get each other on the right track. So guys, if you've experienced any of those really great wins, great losses, we'd love to have you on the podcast. We'd love to talk about that win or loss. And again, like Chris said, it is called Operations Rescue. So if you have a true bottleneck or obstacle that you need to tackle head on, come on here. We'll take care of it live.
Absolutely.
We'll work through that obstacle, get you a solution.
Absolutely. And guys, so I did fail to mention, I was talking about the event that we actually putting on in November, right? Mm-hmm. So I started talking about that and kind of drifted off a little bit. So we have an event coming up in November. It's November 12th, 13th, and 14th. It's called Operations Rescue. Now, there's going to be in West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach, guys. I'm super excited about this specific event because, again, we literally took everything we learned. We took not just everything we learned. We did some due diligence as well. You know, we come from the trenches. You know, really being in the trenches, really understanding exactly, okay, damn, we're failing at this, we're failing at that. We need to pivot to this. Okay, shit, that didn't work. What is next? So, we're putting on an event called Operations Rescue. It's gonna be in West Palm Beach, the 12th, the 13th, and 14th of November. And guys, if you can go to the website, it's called operationsrescue.co, not com, .co. We got some amazing speakers, guys. Amazing speakers.
It's gonna be
It's gonna be great. It's gonna be phenomenal, and we got a special guest, a special mentor. I almost said his name, but
Don't spoil it.
I'm gonna tell you. But it's gonna be an amazing event, guys. If you again, it's Operations Rescue with an S, Operations Rescue .co, not .com, .co, C-O. We got some available affordable options for you. No, we do have the early bird price right now going on. We do have a VIP operation pass, and we also have a VIP rescue pass. 2 different ones. If you have any questions about it, feel free to reach out to Angel or myself, or both. We'd love to hop on a call and see exactly how we can help you get there.
absolutely.
West Palm Beach, guys, you don't want to miss that. West Palm Beach, and it's a 3-day event. It's gonna be amazing. If you guys went to the last event that myself, Angel, Jesse, and the rest of the team put on, you can only imagine what the experience is gonna look like during it and after.
Yes, absolutely. And join the Facebook page. That's where all the goodies are.
Yeah.
You know, that's where all the tips, the insights, the stories that are being shared, that's where they're at. So hop over into the Facebook page and get those resources.
Absolutely. Thank you guys again for watching. This is the Operations Rescue with Chris James and Angel Miller. Until then.